Life often feels like standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling, everything is spinning out of control, and no matter how hard someone tries to hold on, the ground beneath them keeps shaking. Have you ever felt that way, like the world is moving too fast, and all you want is just one moment of peace? Here's the paradox. The storm may never stop, but there is a way to walk calmly through it, to remain centered, clear, and unshakable, no matter what chaos surrounds you. And that wisdom has been preserved for centuries in Buddhist teachings. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of clarity, knowing that every choice you make is moving you closer to the best version of yourself. Imagine carrying a peace so deep that no argument, no pressure, no unexpected setback could take it away. That is not just a dream, it's a practice. A way of living that transforms ordinary days into opportunities for growth. In this video, we're going to unlock some of the most powerful Buddhist strategies that can help you level up in life every single day. These aren't abstract ideas. They are simple, practical shifts you can make right now. Things that nourish your body, calm your mind, and strengthen your spirit. But here's the question that will change everything. What if the smallest changes, like the way you smile, the way you breathe, or the way you say no, were actually the key to a stronger, more peaceful you? Stay with me, because in just a moment, we'll uncover how these timeless teachings can reshape not only how you see yourself, but how you experience the world around you. And before we begin, let me share this. If at any point during this journey you feel a spark, if something resonates or touches your heart, please pause for a moment to like this video, subscribe, or share it with someone who might need it. It may be the gentle reminder they've been waiting for, and that small action from you helps this channel continue spreading messages of peace and wisdom to many more people. Now, let's take the first step into this journey together. 1. The power of a smile. There's a man I once met who carried the weight of the world on his shoulders. Bills piling up, endless work deadlines, family pressures pulling him in every direction. You could see it in his face, tired eyes, heavy silence, and a heart that forgot what lightness felt like. But then, something small happened. His little daughter ran into the room, looked up at him, and simply smiled. That moment, it was like a crack of sunlight breaking through storm clouds. For the first time all day, he felt his chest loosen, his breath softened, and his heart remembered joy. This is the power of a smile. Buddhist teachings remind us that a true smile is not just an expression, it's a reflection of inner peace. The Buddha once said, asterisk, peace comes from within, do not seek it without, asterisk. A smile, born from that peace, can transform not only our own suffering, but also the suffering of those around us. Think about it. A genuine smile can dissolve tension in a heated argument. It can open doors where words fail. It can remind us, and others, that beneath all our struggles, there is still lightness, kindness, and connection. But here's what many people miss. A smile is not something we put on to pretend everything's fine. It's not a mask. It's a practice. When you pause, breathe deeply, and recognize that this present moment is enough, your smile becomes real. And that real smile carries an energy that words cannot. So here's something you can try today. The next time you feel weighed down, stop for a moment. Take one mindful breath, and gently allow a smile to rise, not forced, but flowing from gratitude for simply being alive in this very moment. Do this once. Do this twice. And watch how the energy shifts not only within you, but also in the people around you. Because when you smile from the heart, you are not just lifting your own spirit. You are giving others permission to find their own peace too. And that is how something as simple as a smile becomes a doorway into compassion, healing, and strength. Now, let's move deeper, because if a smile can open the heart, what else can we learn from Buddhist wisdom to transform the way we live every day? 2. Enhance your appearance. There's a woman I know who always used to hide in the background. She avoided pictures, kept her head down in meetings, and never spoke up even when she had brilliant ideas. It wasn't that she lacked intelligence or kindness. It was that deep inside, she didn't feel confident in her own skin. One day, she decided to make a small change. She started waking up a little earlier, choosing clothes that made her feel fresh, and taking better care of her health. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was simply learning to respect herself. And slowly, something shifted. Her shoulders straightened, her voice grew stronger, her presence began to light up every room she walked into. This is the truth. Improving your appearance is not about vanity. It's not about chasing perfection or seeking approval. It's about honoring yourself. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that the outer reflects the inner. When you show up with care and respect for your body, you send a message not only to others, but to your own heart that you are worthy. Think about it. When you feel good in your appearance, you walk differently. You speak with more courage. You inspire others without even trying. And opportunities naturally flow toward you because confidence is magnetic. But here's the key. Enhancing your appearance must come from a place of self-love, not self-criticism. It's not about covering flaws. It's about cultivating a harmony between how you feel inside and how you present yourself outside. So, here's a practice for today. Choose one small thing that helps you feel more alive in your body. It could be as simple as wearing your favorite shirt, getting a fresh haircut, or even just standing tall with mindful posture. Notice how this one act of respect toward yourself changes the way you move through the day. Because the moment you begin treating yourself with that kind of care, the world around you begins to reflect it back. And suddenly, what once felt like insecurity becomes a source of strength. Now, let's continue deeper, because while appearance can boost confidence, true strength comes from something even more powerful: learning how to let go of control. 3. Nurture your wit and humor. There's a man I once met who carried the weight of the world on his shoulders. Bills piling up, long hours at work, and family responsibilities that seemed endless. Every conversation he had was heavy, serious, and full of worry. People respected him, yes, but few felt truly close to him. Because in his presence, everything felt like a burden. Then something remarkable happened. One day, in the middle of a difficult meeting, he cracked a gentle joke about himself. It wasn't forced. It wasn't about anyone else. It was simply a moment of lightness, like a small candle lit in a dark room. Everyone laughed, not because the problem had disappeared, but because suddenly the tension softened. And in that moment, he realized the power of humor. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that life is already full of suffering. Adding more heaviness does not help us carry the load. But a smile, a playful remark, a light heart, they can turn pain into something bearable, even meaningful. Humor, when rooted in kindness, becomes a bridge. It dissolves barriers and creates connection faster than any serious argument ever could. Think about it. When someone makes you laugh in a hard moment, you don't just feel entertained, you feel understood. You feel less alone. That's the true gift of wit and humor, not mockery, but compassion in disguise. So how can we practice this? First, learn to laugh at yourself. Not in a cruel way, but in a way that says, I am human, I stumble, and that's okay. Second, allow lightness in your conversations. Notice the small, funny details in daily life. Share them. Smile more often, even in the middle of challenges. Because a heart that knows how to laugh in the storm does not sink, it floats. And when you cultivate that kind of humor, people will be drawn to you. Not just because you're funny, but because you make life feel lighter, softer, more bearable. And this leads us to something deeper. If wit and humor help us connect with others, then gratitude is what helps us connect with life itself. Let's step into that together. 4. Make yourself a priority. There was a mother I once knew who gave everything to her family. She worked long hours, cooked every meal, stayed up late to help her children with homework. To the outside world, she seemed strong, tireless, devoted, but inside she was exhausted. Her health was failing. Her spirit was running dry. One evening, after a long day, she collapsed at the dinner table. Her children rushed to her side, scared and confused. It was only then she realized she had been pouring from an empty cup. Buddhist wisdom teaches us something profound. You cannot truly give to others if you do not first care for yourself. It is not selfish to rest. It is not wrong to step back. In fact, it is the most compassionate thing you can do, because only when your body and mind are nourished can your love and energy flow freely to those around you. Think about it like this. A candle cannot light another if its own flame has gone out. In the same way, you must guard your inner flame. That means listening to your body, honoring your need for stillness, and treating self-care not as a luxury, but as a responsibility. So, what does this look like in practice? It could be as simple as setting aside 10 minutes each morning for silence, eating a meal slowly, with gratitude, saying no to something that drains you so you can say yes to what truly matters. These small acts of self-priority are not neglect of others, they are an offering. Because when you are whole, you give from abundance, not from depletion. And here's the truth most of us forget. When you take care of yourself, you give others permission to do the same. You show them that love is not just sacrifice, it is balance. So today, let this be your reminder. You are not here to burn out. You are here to live fully, to give joyfully, and to walk this life with steady strength. And when you choose to prioritize yourself, you will find that your relationships deepen, your work flourishes, and your spirit feels at peace. Now, let's continue, because once you've learned to care for yourself, the next step is just as powerful: embracing the art of letting go. 5. Stay calm in the middle of chaos. There was once a man who always felt trapped in the storm of life. Every little problem would shake him, every bad word would wound him, and every change would scare him. Maybe you've felt the same. One phone call changes your whole day. One unexpected problem makes your mind spiral into chaos. But here is the truth that Buddhism gently reminds us: chaos outside does not have to become chaos inside. When storms rise, the practice is not to fight against them. The practice is to breathe. Just one deep, mindful breath is like anchoring yourself in the middle of strong winds. It doesn't make the storm vanish, but it gives you the strength to stand firm. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." This teaching is not only spiritual, it is deeply practical. Every time you feel pulled into panic, ask yourself, can I pause for just one breath? Can I let this moment be what it is without adding more fear to it? Think about it. Life will never stop bringing challenges, but you have the choice to see those challenges as a weight or as training. Just like lifting heavy stones builds muscle, carrying difficulties with mindfulness builds resilience. The chaos becomes your teacher. The pain becomes your lesson. So, the next time you find yourself in the middle of noise, confusion, or even heartbreak, remember this: stay calm. Breathe deeply. See the storm as your practice. Because true freedom is not found when life is finally calm. It's found when you can remain calm even while life is not. 6. Set boundaries to protect your peace. There was a man I once met who always said yes. Yes to his boss, even when he was already drowning in work. Yes to friends, even when he was too tired to leave the house. Yes to family, even when his heart was begging for just a little quiet. On the outside, he seemed generous, dependable, kind, but inside, he was falling apart. His energy was gone. His joy was slipping away. And the truth was, he no longer recognized himself. This is the danger of never setting boundaries. We think saying yes to everything makes us loving, but Buddhism reminds us of something deeper. True compassion begins with balance. If you give beyond your limits, you are not really giving, you are sacrificing your peace. The Buddha once taught, just as a mother protects her child with her life, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all beings. That includes yourself. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It is a way of honoring life, the same way you honor others. So, how do we do this? Sometimes it's as simple as saying one small word, no. Not with anger, not with guilt, but with clarity and love. Think of boundaries as a garden fence. The fence doesn't reject the garden, it protects it. It keeps the flowers safe so they can bloom. In the same way, your boundaries protect your energy, your time, and your spirit. And here's the beautiful part. When you guard your peace, the love you offer others becomes stronger, not weaker. Because instead of giving from exhaustion, you give from fullness. Instead of resentment, you give with joy. So today, remember this. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you are actually saying yes to your health, to your balance, and to the people you truly love. Protect your peace. Honor your boundaries. And you'll find that your life flows with more harmony, more strength, and more freedom. 7. Set clear parameters for your life. There was once a woman who lived her days rushing from one demand to another. Emails in the morning, errands in the afternoon, calls at night. She was busy, always busy, but when she lay down in bed, her heart whispered, asterisk, what am I really living for? Asterisk. Maybe you've felt that too. That sense of being pulled in every direction, yet never fully aligned with yourself. It's like drifting on a river with no anchor. The current decides your path, not you. This is why setting clear parameters for your life is so important. Buddhist teachings remind us, if we don't know what we stand for, the world will decide for us. And the world is noisy. It pulls you toward distractions, endless comparisons, and desires that never end. The Buddha often spoke of right view, seeing clearly what truly matters. When you shape your life around your core values, you are not swept away by every storm. You move with intention. Your days become guided by purpose, not chaos. Think of it like building a house. Without strong walls, the wind blows through, scattering everything inside. But when the foundation is firm, the home feels safe, steady, alive. Your values are those walls. They protect your peace, and they direct your choices. So how do we set these parameters? Start by asking yourself simple but powerful questions. What do I value most? What kind of person do I want to become? And what boundaries must I set so that my daily actions reflect that vision? Once you define this, decisions become easier. Should I take on this project? Should I join this relationship? Should I spend my time here or there? The answer becomes clear when you hold it against the framework of your values. Living without parameters is like wandering in the dark. Living with them is like walking with a lantern. You still face the unknown, but every step is lit with clarity and meaning. So pause for a moment. Look at your life. Ask yourself, am I moving with intention or am I just moving? Set your parameters. Define your core. And watch how the noise of the world grows quieter, while your path grows brighter. 8. Stand firm in your values. There was a man I once knew who always tried to please everyone. At work, he bent his principles just to fit in. With friends, he laughed at jokes that went against his heart. At home, he hid his real feelings to avoid conflict. On the surface, he seemed agreeable, but inside, he felt empty. Because every time he betrayed his own values, a piece of his soul grew quieter. Maybe you felt that too. That quiet ache when you say yes, even though your heart says no. That uneasiness when you act against what you truly believe. It's a heavy burden, isn't it? Buddhism teaches us that integrity, living in harmony with our values, is the foundation of inner peace. The Buddha said, "Better to live one day with virtue and meditation than to live 100 years with a restless heart." When we stand firm in our values, we no longer chase approval. We walk with dignity, and others can sense it. Think of a great tree. Its roots grow deep into the soil. Storms may come, winds may blow, but the tree does not fall. Your values are those roots. The deeper they go, the stronger you stand. So how do we live this way? It begins with clarity. Know your principles. Know what lines you will not cross, no matter the pressure. And when life tests you, and it will, you return to that core. People may not always agree with you. Some may even walk away. But in time, they will respect you. And more importantly, you will respect yourself. Standing firm in your values doesn't make life easier, but it makes life honest. It makes your heart steady. And when your heart is steady, you become unshakable, calm, grounded, and free. 9. Practice gratitude daily. There was a woman who once told me, "I don't have much, but every morning I wake up and thank life for another chance." Her home was simple. Her table was modest. But her heart, it was full. Gratitude transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary. It turns a simple meal into a feast, a small home into a sanctuary, a fleeting moment into a treasure. Maybe you've noticed this too. When you focus on what's missing, life feels heavy, unfair. But when you pause, breathe, and recognize what's already here, your health, a friend's smile, the sunrise outside your window, suddenly life feels abundant. The Buddha often reminded his disciples to reflect on the blessings they already had. Why? Because a grateful mind is a peaceful mind. Gratitude dissolves envy. It softens anger. It reminds us that even in difficulty, something precious remains. Think of gratitude as a gentle lamp. When lit, it brightens every corner of your life. The shadows are still there, yes, but they no longer control the room. So, how do we practice this daily? It can be as simple as naming 3 things you're thankful for before you sleep. Or, pausing in the morning, placing your hand on your heart, and whispering, *, "Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this moment, *. Gratitude doesn't ignore pain. It doesn't deny hardship. But it shifts our gaze. Instead of drowning in what's wrong, we stand on the solid ground of what is right. And when you live this way, each day becomes a gift. Not something to rush through, but something to savor, to honor, to cherish. 10. Embrace lifelong learning. There's a man I know who thought learning ended the day he graduated. He closed the last page of his textbooks and said, "Now life begins." But over time, his mind grew rigid. He resisted change, clung to old ways, and felt left behind in a world that kept moving forward. One day, he realized something powerful. Life itself is the greatest teacher. Every mistake, every joy, every struggle, each one is a lesson wrapped in disguise. Maybe you felt that too. The frustration of repeating the same mistakes, the heaviness of regret when you ignore what life was trying to show you, or the spark of growth when you finally see the wisdom hidden in your own story. Buddhism reminds us that each day is a new chance to awaken. The Buddha said, "One who learns continuously is like a flowing river, always fresh, always alive." Learning isn't just about books. It's in the way we listen deeply to others. It's in the courage to admit when we're wrong. It's in opening our hearts to new possibilities, even when it's uncomfortable. Think of the bamboo. It bends but never breaks. It grows taller because it stays flexible. When we embrace lifelong learning, we too remain open, resilient, and alive. So, the question is, are you still learning? Not just from teachers or books, but from your own life, right here, right now. Summary and reflective lessons. So, let's bring everything together. Each Buddhist teaching we've explored is not just an idea to think about, but a tool to live by. A gentle smile that can soften someone's pain. The courage to set healthy boundaries that protect your peace. The strength to hold on to your values when the world tries to shake them. And the simple, quiet gratitude that turns ordinary days into blessings. When you put these pieces together, you begin to see the bigger picture. It's not about chasing after a new identity or becoming someone else. It's about unlocking the version of you that's always been there, waiting to shine. This is what it truly means to level up. Not climbing a ladder of comparison, but rising inwardly, step by step, in harmony with body, mind, and spirit. Think about it. Every lesson you practice, no matter how small, is like adding one more drop to a river. Over time, those drops flow into something vast, steady, and unshakable. That's the life of meaning, of wholeness, of peace. Maybe, as you're listening, someone comes to mind. A loved one who could use this reminder. If so, let this video be a gift for them. And if today's words touched something deep in you, let us know in the comments which message spoke to your heart the most. If you'd like to continue walking this journey of wisdom together, consider subscribing to Buddha Wisdom and gently tap the like and share buttons so these teachings can reach more hearts in need. Thank you, truly, for staying with me until the very end. May your days ahead be filled with clarity, compassion, and quiet strength. And remember, this is not the end, but just another beginning. The next step is waiting for you.